all you beautiful beings of Earth. What's going on, family? It's your girl Mambo Hathor Akhenaten, aka the Voodoo Diva. And yes, I know. It's been quite some time, but all within good reason. Recently coming back from such an amazing trip from Kaipifo, amazing experience bringing students over. We had an amazing time, a spiritually bonding time, and I can't wait to do it again soon. So much has been developing coming back, just getting restored with everything, making sure the clothing line and all everyone's orders and just everything was up to date. So, of course, you haven't seen me in a while, but Mambo has been working. You already know it's never ending. The cycle never ends. Anywho, our topic for today is going to be dealing with what we call animal sacrifice. So, this came to the forefront because lately, a lot of people they will judge or base their determinations on a particular tradition or something, thinking that animal sacrifice comes as something being demonic or being something that they lack knowledge of. Okay, and it's a very sensitive subject, a very serious subject as well, and something we want to make sure that we have the proper knowledge and guidance about. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the word sacrifice. So sacrifice, sacred, okay, from the sacred rites. All right, that already lets you know that is something that is sacred. Okay, and it's an action of transferring energy. In all ancient traditions, we're talking about ancient Kemet, Mesopotamia, the Native Americans, ancient Asia, so many places where, animal sacrifice has been practiced. However, one thing one needs to note is that when these religions started to come into play, it was more an energy of human sacrifice, baby sacrifice, that kind of craziness. So we're going to dispel all of that and get that straightened out so we understand the big major difference. Now, in voodoo, okay, and even when you're looking as far back as the ancient Kemetic priest and priestesshood, okay, we valued life of another, okay, another being, okay, so we would never kill in that kind of regard, okay, to give as any offering, okay. It would always be animals, and the reason being is because animals, okay, when properly done, can transcend. We have that power to be able to help an animal ascend properly. But when you kill another human being, that is an act of treason to earth. Okay, the very being and essence that you are, that you share, you are killing because it does not believe or stand for what you believe in. I'll go more into that. So basically, these religions came on a fear-based basis. The Crusades, even when the Arab invasion started to happen, coming in, trying to enforce and put a stronghold on religion upon people. That's usually done in a fear-based way. You don't do it, we kill you. To be honest, that's basically what it came down to. All right. And for that reason, the Vatican, the Muslims, I mean, we can go on and on, really. It was about if you did not follow the doctrine, you were terminated. You had to go, kind of thing, which instilled what? It was all about instilling fear. All right. And if you pay attention, every time you look at like a Hollywood movie, they're always trying to show you a fear-based thing about human sacrifice. It's always usually about a human sacrifice, okay? So much so that when you look at that American Horror Story, look at them trying to put that shame or that thing that they do, their doctrines, into voodoo even, okay? Totally wrong and disrespectful. And it's because you look at Papa Legba, for example, in the Coven American Horror Story, whatever they got going on right now. I think it's called Apocalypse or something like that. Really and truly, they're trying to make it seem that for Papa Legba to open the doors for you, that you have to be coming with some type of a human sacrifice or baby sacrifice, like back in the day when, Angela Bassett was playing Mary Laveau. It was like, oh, I want the children from your stuff. That craziness. When Papa Legba doesn't even require and has never and will never require something of such. So once again, when they can instill that fear in you, is to make you, one, run away from your own traditions, and two, keep a fear base. Okay, so you never want to explore deeper into any of it. Now, when you're talking about real indigenous practices in voodoo, okay, we deal with sacred animals, which two major things are determined before we can even get into that. First of all, before you even get into having the animal, the spirit will come through. It will let the person's Uga, Mumbo, whatever the society in there know. This is the animal they want. This is the color that they want. This is how it needs to look. We'll even at times let them know where they are going to even find, or will inspire where they will even find it, okay? In marketplace area, whatever. So that's number one. You're always going to have clear instructions as to what to be doing. Because no, not from your mind and you just woke up. The Loa come down. It is a mounting that happens, and they explain to the others that are there what is to be expected before it's done. Let's pay attention. All right, that's number one. Then the next factor, okay, is the period of time. Once that animal is bought, it has to go back to the laku, the societe, the temple, the area where the ceremonial situation is going to be held, okay? And for that reason, the animal has to be fed properly. It has to be touched. You have to go and, look about it to make sure it's okay, that no rope is wrapped around its neck or there's anything harmful around it. It has to be in a peaceful environment and roam free as it can anyway, before the actual moment and time happens for sacrifice. Okay? So there's that. Then when we get to the actual point on the day of, we're talking about when it's time to actually really get to this procedure, this protocol of doing it. There's still so much more. The Loa, once again, is who comes, okay, to ascend the animal. It is not a regular human being telling you, oh, yo, pay me $200, $250, and I'll sacrifice this animal for you. It doesn't work that way. It never has and it never will. Please beware of shit like that, okay? That's not realistic at all. Anyway, so in the voodoo house, in the society where you are, okay, what will then happen is now, depending on the particular occasion, will determine how you will do certain things as well. And let me explain that. Number one, we have something which is a smaller setting in a sacrifice, which would be a brichette, okay, where maybe just one animal or such, might 1 to 2 if tops. Smaller setting, an intro, usually done at the beginnings of the year, to have a little commemoration with the Lawine spirit for other bigger things that are coming, and permission to do certain things as well, okay, certain openings to conversation. All right, so there's that. The second one is a manger migum. The manger migum is more the medium, the mid-sized one. That's a little bit more intense. Some more animals are involved. A different series of things go on, but it's still not yet the third, which is the third being the full-on ceremony itself. The full-on ceremony is where several animals, we're talking about, to respect all the 21 nations, there's an animal to be sacrificed for each. It's a lot more intense and requires a lot more preparation. But even still, months before that's going to happen, once again, the Loa will come through in different sequence and make sure that those that are there will know what kind of animal, the color, what it needs to be. All of that is given to you. Once again, not humans taking it in control. The Loa inspiring, the Loa coming and mounting the vessel to tell what it needs to be done. Okay, the protocol. Now, the animal, once these things are set into place, the most beautiful thing that I myself have even had experience with is the way that the animal is prepared before this is done. The animal has to be washed, perfumed, powdered, okay? The animal has to be touched and spoken to, all right? Because now this animal has become not just any regular old animal, it's become a savior. It's become an ancestor on ascension mode, okay? All right? And all of those things have to be done with a certain amount of care and regard, so it's properly set up, because this is now the savior for whatever that family or society or voodoo temple is seeking, whether it be healing, riches, prosperity, abundances, whatever it might be. This animal now has a very important role that it's just been given, okay? That it's just been assigned. All right? So that's very important. Also, when we call upon the Lua, the very important thing is that the veve, the symbol, is always drawn, okay, in a certain with a certain powder on the animal, on the, on the top or the back, if you will, of the animal. All right, that is done. That is a representation again of the veve being what? Veves open gates to communication. They always have their sacred symbols for a sacred animal that is about to ascend. Okay, so what that it constitute as well is that other materials are used for, such as honey, for example. Honey is a very sacred thing because it's coming from what? A sacred animal, the bees. Now the bees themselves are special because they are animals between two realms. Okay, you have the etheric and the physical, seen and unseen. The honey serves as a closer, okay, to the two realms. Nice, sweet, and sticky, that honey. Very, very important in rituals when we're talking about animal sacrifice and preparations, if you will. So let's not forget the Loa is an animator, okay? The spiritual responsibility of slaying any animal is no joke, okay? The Loa will come to collect the debt, that essence of that animal, because they've come down, there's been proper setup, we knew this was going to happen. It was a whole proper instruction and guides to reaching that sacred moment. And then when it happens, it will not now go on your karmatic debt. Let's remember, you kill something with no purpose, that ish is going up on you. You have the answer for that. Okay? So when the Loa comes, they even do something which is, there's a monetary thing spoken about, the money part. But the money is because it just came down. And after the animal is slain, it says X amount XYZ, because they're coming to collect the debt from what they came to do. Okay, which was again slaying that animal, making sure the proper ascension happened for the animal in order for whatever the riches, the blessings, the requests upon, or the petition that was asked upon the family, the society, etc. So very sacred thing. When the debt is collected, you know now, okay, the Loa has come. They have gotten what their due is. And to top all things off, what's going to be so powerful is the next few steps that follow. Now, after animal is slain, etc., the cook, the aftermath of it all. The cooks themselves have to be the affiliates of either an Ugan or Mumble, which in the society they have a role to play as well. Everybody's got a job. When they come in, or they could be inheritance to the area, whatever the case might be. However, what's special about it is that it can't be cooked on a stove, this sacrifice. It has to be cooked with a special kind of wood, out in nature, okay, divined by whoever's chosen to do such of the job or the task, okay. And what's so powerful is that when this is finished, this grand meal is finished and everything, what's powerful is that the Loa comes back. The Loa now comes back and is mounted by, the mounting, the possession happens, so it can come back and eat its food. It's going to come back and eat in a certain style and fashion. Each Loa has a different way that they eat and transact with people when they come in, okay? When that happens, what ends up going on is that they share with others that are in there. They will come and either put in your mouth or give to you in your hand and you eat. It's a very personal, communal celebration with spirit. And then what happens now is as you're eating part of that animal now becomes a sacred part of you, not for just daily consumption like a mother to eat chicken or something. No, this is something special because it has been a whole protocol and sacred practice from the beginning to the end of the process. Okay, you didn't just pick up and say I'm gonna slay something and throw it in the back there on the stove on the pot and talk about I sacrificed an animal for someone. No, it is no joke. It never has been. It's something to be taken very, very seriously. Now, it's one of these things that, think about it like this. You don't provide a proper ascension. Same way you have an ancestor who passed away, and again, you just didn't bury it, or you didn't cremate it, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do in terms of the arrangements. That shit gonna fall on you, because if you were, again, either the child or the whatever, the family member, that's something now you have to live with about not properly ascending your dead. Now, it is no different in that sense when we're talking about the animal. Just because it's an animal doesn't mean it has any less of value. As a matter of fact, it comes and has a sacred position and place into what it was chosen to do. So much so that most of the time when this animal is slain, somewhere nearby, a new baby, a new life form is being born, because most of the times when that animal is slain, it's going to come back in a human form. It gets an upgrade. It served a grand purpose, okay? A sacrificial purpose, all right? A Christ purpose, if you will, right? If we know what it really means, the sacrifice, all right? In order to better the situation of that family or the village or the area or the tribe or whatever, what have you. So very powerful things. Proper ascension is essential. It's a must, okay? It cannot be done if it's not going to be done right. Now, one thing I will say I've noticed, and I've been getting, in personal talks with my clients and just my students, etc., is that, they've out there are many spiritual systems that are constantly asking for sacrifice. Okay, constantly requesting sacrifice, all the time, on around the clock type stuff. That is a red flag, and it is very dangerous, and you need to be very afraid. Let me tell you why. Warning, warning. You don't play with stuff like that, okay? It is something that is super important and should only be done on special occasions. Just like in ancient Kemet, many people either beg to differ of they were vegan, they didn't eat meat, they ate meat. Yes, they sure did. It was in the hieroglyphics, but they did it in festival times, special sacred times that equated to special things being done on the conglomerate for the whole area, the whole of the family, the whole of the magic and the priest or priestesshood. Okay? So it was special. It was an honorary time. Now, let's take a look at the actual sacred animals, the kinds of sacred animals, so you have certain familiarity into why. All right, real quick. First of all, you have the chicken, which deals with renewal. You have the pigeon that for ages has always been a symbol of peace and grace, okay? You have the cow. Of course, we know the sacred cow, sacred to Hathor. You're looking at ancient Kemet, the sacred cow. All right, you also had Apis, the sacred bull, that energy from ancient Kemet. The horns of Hathor, okay? Powerful. Now we even go into the goat, which is a very, very transitional energy. And their whole Baphomet situation, they try to make you afraid of all your science. And of course, a goat, greatest of all time. Hey, hello. So basically, at this time, we need to remember and understand one thing. Animal sacrifice is not to be played with. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. Because here's the thing. People will do these ongoing sacrifices, and then people are coming back and complaining, saying, well, wait a minute. Whatever this sacrifice was for, it's not helping me. I'm not getting anything out of this. Why isn't this working in my life? Why isn't that working in my life? Because, bro, it wasn't done for the right purposes, and you don't play with stuff like that, doing it constantly and constantly requesting that kind of function. There are those that they use those things for their own personal things and sacrifice and their own personal agendas, if you will, and then it's not your things that are being taken care of. You must be very careful. If your gut has you feeling that it ain't right, you stop it while you can. You don't let that continue going, because those karmatic debts, you have to pay for, because you sent either the funds over or gave the okay that it was time to do this. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way, people. All right. So, to be very honest with you, the best way to ensure that in sacrifice is done is to be honest with you, is to be there, is to be present. When you're present, at least there's a face-to-face interaction with that animal. You've seen it. There's a certain song and prayer even that either you reciting as well. You go and you're interactive with touching it, having a moment with it. That's, it's a real personal thing. Very. And not to be downplayed at all. Like, a lot of these systems and things I'm seeing are downplaying this. Like, yo, it's a life still, no matter what. I understand it's an animal, but it's a life still. There's a certain respect, honor, and respect that it deals with. So to me, in my opinion, voodoo is the safest way to deal with animal sacrifice, okay? Because the Loa come and take care of it. They come back to eat it. The food is shared, so the animal's energy is shared and rejoiced in the highest peak, okay? And it becomes a part of you in a respectable manner, okay? Done properly, so karmatic debt is not on you to downplay, all right? Now, again, also a sacred thing is at the end, food is usually buried in sacred areas like trees, in the dirt, in the society, in the area around the temple, and grounding it back to earth. Again, another sacred thing, still meaning that the animal still till the end is receiving the utmost respect, because it is in respect to the elements of nature, going back into nature, okay, in its essence. So you cannot go wrong. Okay, once again, animals must ascend properly so that the offering is even accepted. So don't waste your time, or don't get caught up in the hype, all right, of constantly thinking, yo, I gotta kill me about 8 chickens and 10 goats right now because, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get out this case. It don't work like that. I'm sorry to bust the bubbles, but I have to keep it real, because I don't need, you got enough karmatic debt to deal with in your life for yourself. Do you really want to be putting animals on top of it? Seriously. Let's keep it real, family. We have to think with our intuition. That's why building your intuition and contacting proper guidance about things is so freaking important. Okay? All right? I'm only coming to you with it because I got to come to you real. Now, amazing developments happening at this moment is I now am offering video readings. Yes, so I have video readings as a new feature on the website, along with a couple other goodies that I got from IET. So make sure you guys go and check it out. The link will be below. You already know what it is, the Voodoo Diva. And so many other cool things coming, a lot of requests happening to learn the Haitian language more. So there's developments coming with that. Future classes dealing with the arena goddesses of love. Look out for that. I'll have developments on those things because, again, having a relationship and a bonding to overstand that one needs the other. In Loa, in the world of voodoo, the man is not without woman and the woman is not without man. So, in order for us to unite more with it, what we do and what we are as voodooisans, future voodooisans, we need each other no matter what. We need each other. We need each other's life force, love, energy to make it go round. So look forward to giving y'all some goddess love type of energy coming in. These, ending of 2018 will be interesting, and 2019 will be the bombshell, will be the complete blooming of the flower. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. You always know to like, share, and subscribe. And also join me on Voodoo the Final Frontier on Facebook. Okay? And, the love keeps going, y'all. Let's keep this going and this information. Somebody out there gonna need to know about some damn animal sacrifice and why you don't do certain things. So, let's do that and keep the spreading of the info going. Once again, this is your girl, Hathor Akhenaten, Mambo, your favorite Mambo, aka the Voodoo Diva. And I got nothing but love for you. Ayi Bobo. them. Peace, family.